What are the best advanced freezing techniques for keto meals? Imagine having a fridge full of ready-to-go keto meals that taste just as fresh as when you cook them. Freezing keto dishes is a great way to save time and stay on track with your low-carb goals. But not all freezing methods are created equal. If you want your meals to stay flavorful, nutritious, and free from freezer burn, you need to use some smart techniques. Let's explore some of the best ways to freeze keto meals that keep everything tasting great. First, it's important to understand which foods freeze well. Cooked meats, vegetables like cauliflower and spinach, casseroles, soups, and baked goods usually freeze successfully. Foods with high water content like lettuce or cucumbers do not freeze well because they turn mushy once thawed. Always cool your cooked dishes completely before freezing. Hot food creates ice crystals that can damage the texture of your meals. Portioning is key. Divide your meals into single-serving containers or freezer bags so you only thaw what you need. For casseroles or baked dishes, using muffin tins to create individual portions is a smart move. Once frozen, pop out the portions and store them in a labeled freezer bag. Use a marker to write the dish name and date. This helps you keep track of what's inside and prevents freezer burn. When choosing containers, go for freezer-safe, airtight options. Glass containers with tight lids are perfect for meals you plan to eat within a few weeks. For liquids like soups and stews, use freezer bags laid flat. This saves space and makes thawing faster. Always leave a small gap at the top of containers or bags to allow for expansion as the food freezes. To maximize space, stack flat freezer bags horizontally. Label everything clearly. Group similar items together so you can find what you need quickly. Freezer burn happens when air reaches your food, causing dehydration and off flavors. To prevent this, squeeze out as much air as possible from bags before sealing. For containers, press a piece of plastic wrap directly onto the food surface before closing the lid. When it comes to specific keto foods, meats freeze well if you avoid overcooking before freezing. Raw meats can be marinated beforehand so they absorb flavors as they thaw. Slice meats into meal-sized portions and separate slices with parchment paper for easy removal. Vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, and spinach freeze well after blanching. Blanching preserves color and texture. Rice cauliflower can be frozen raw or cooked. Use it quickly after thawing to prevent oxidation. For casseroles, assemble without baking, wrap tightly, and freeze. Add cheese or toppings after thawing and just before baking. Baked goods like muffins and biscuits freeze well if wrapped individually in plastic wrap, then placed in a freezer bag. Thaw at room temperature or warm briefly in the oven. Soups and stews should be cooled completely, transferred to freezer bags, and pressed flat. Thaw in the refrigerator or reheat directly from frozen in a pot. Always reheat thoroughly until steaming hot to ensure safety. When reheating, do not leave food at room temperature for too long. Use the microwave's defrost setting for quick thawing, but cook immediately afterward. Batch cooking large quantities of your favorite keto dishes is a smart way to keep your meals ready. Rotate your frozen stock so you always use the oldest items first. This keeps your freezer organized and your meals tasting fresh. Remember, fats and proteins freeze well, but some dairy sauces might separate. Stir well after thawing or add fresh cream or cheese to improve the texture. By applying these advanced freezing techniques, you can build a stash of delicious keto meals that are easy to reheat and enjoy anytime. Proper portioning, packaging, and storage are your best tools for keeping flavors intact and making meal prep a breeze.